Welcome to episode 8 of the Boundless World Builder bite-sized series. In this episode, we're going to be looking at using some of our existing tools to remove the rivers that seem to be pre-built into nearly every node that the devs have built. So in this case, I've got a desert here, but it's got this river, and I really don't want a river in my desert. So I'm going to go into the desert overhangs that we were working with in the last episode, and in the substrate, there's the riverbed that I said to ignore. Well, in this case, we're going to go ahead and remove it. If you open this up actually with right click and then open reference node, I seem to have it open already, and I do. You'll notice there's a lot going on here, but essentially it's adding a lot of clay and sand and gravel. I thought there was mud, but maybe not, but it's adding some stuff that I might not necessarily want in the world of my desert. So, to get rid of this, we'll go back into our desert overhangs and we're just going to delete out this riverbed function. Just to be safe, I have been deleting the blank kind of weight entry or blank substrate entry here, just because it says it's got a 2 count and there's nothing. I don't know if that causes a bug or not, but I just like being safe. We are then going to open up our standard substrate again here. We've got our noise functions. I'm going to double click to expand these. These are what we kind of looked at briefly in the last episode. And what I did, at least when I first was toying with this, is I just started at the top. You've got this visualization and you can see the shape of the river there. So we know that it's somewhere in all of this mess of kind of noise. So essentially I would just keep going through. And I know that it's this water system, but before I knew that, I would load this, and oh, it's still there. So clearly there's something else I need to delete. So if I go in here and I delete this water system, I'm going to delete out the empty term and go all the way back to the top here. That river's gone. And you'll notice that this is just kind of the map of the sand. So then if we go back, this one is still going to have it. There's this dark kind of empty nothingness where there should be some gravel. So we'll go back in here, delete out the water system again, delete out the empty term. And now instead of looking at that, I'm going to just do the chunk visualization. Maybe, yep. And it's still being loaded, but now at least the substrate issues that we were having are gone. So it looks more or less like what's up here. So now we need to get rid of the actual height map configuration for it. So we'll go up to the height map and we'll do the same thing here. So again, the height map, as I kind of mentioned in the last episode, is colored typically. Basically your purples, black to kind of purple to blue is kind of lower, and then your greens, reds, so on and so forth are higher. So that's how you can kind of get a 3D representation on this 2D picture. So we've got the river in here still. So oops, we're going to go into the desert overhangs, and water system 1 is right there. So I'm going to delete it out here and cancel out the empty term, and then we'll try loading the world again with our chunks, and it's already looking good here, and boom, we no longer have a river. We still have some water, so we would maybe have to look at raising the level of our biome here, because if there's any height map noise that goes lower than the actual world, maybe this biome doesn't have it open. Yeah, so the Y here, if you mouse over that, it says that it's the sea level. So maybe our height map has something that goes below Y64, and that's why we're getting some water. But for now, at least we've gotten rid of the river, and then you could play with this. Looks like there are some kind of splotches maybe to mess with here. But we'll get into some noise and looking at how to maybe fix this in a future episode. Thanks for watching.